Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Apple Rush Brands, a channel striving to provide quality consumer packaged goods from manufacturing to distribution. We have the pleasure to be joined by Chief Executive Officer Tony, along with some investors in this company that are going to divulge kind of what's going on under the hood there lately. So first and foremost, welcome, Tony.
Hey, thanks, Kyle. It's great to be here. How's everything going up in Canada?
Living the dream still, and it looks like you guys are moving forward quite quickly on closing on that brewery. And what I want to kind of just get some insight on, who do we have here with us today, and just kind of give us a brief introduction to Ross and Rich.
Yeah, today we have Ross Viemeyer, who is the president of Lena Brewing, on the call, and also Rich Bickle, one of our investors, on the call as well. And they'll give us a little bit of insight as to why they want to be involved in this project going forward.
Okay, appreciate that. So Ross, if you don't mind, because this brewery was a really big deal. I know you're kind of passing over some of the ownership here and kind of helping Tony kind of close this deal, but you're keeping some ownership within the brewery as well. So can you kind of tell us the value add that you think Apple Rush Brands is kind of bringing to the table, and what kind of made you want to divvy up ownership between the two of you?
Well, I think this is a good growth option and will really take Lena to the next level. Tony's got some outstanding brands, and we've got a great plant. And I think the two of us coming together checks two boxes. You know, it increases our capacity and drives down cost of goods, and also brings on a partner that's got good vision and good product. And I think together we're going to make great beverages and, you know, grow from there. So.
Now, do you want to give us a little bit of insight as well into kind of the history leading up to this moment and kind of your experience in this industry?
Yeah, so I was on the ground floor. I've been the president since day one. Developed and built the brewery. It's kind of a funny story. It's a former Ralston Purina building, and you know, I always liked beer. You know, who doesn't? So you know, it is what it is. But I thought, hey, this would be a great thing to get into. And beverages at the time, craft beer was exploding, and much the way that craft cocktails in cans and non-alcoholic beverages are exploding right now. So for around 10 years, we've been rocking and rolling, and I think every year we've done some form of expansion, from canning line additions to bottling line additions. You know, adding tanks, adding, you know, staff, and we've just slowly but surely grown to a point now where we hope to make the next step and really kick this thing off.
Yeah, and I really feel like the suite of products that Tony offers will definitely help with that expansion. And I'm just going to shift over here because I wouldn't mind talking to Rich real briefly, because Rich has got some experience with Tony, and he's one of the investors that's coming on board to help make all of this happen. So Rich, do you want to just give us a brief introduction to yourself and kind of your involvement with Tony?
Well, my name's Rich Bickle. I've raced cars for 45 years, and being from Wisconsin as well as Tony, we got to know each other over the years. And doing the NASCAR deal, you get to meet a lot of people, and you go through a lot of stuff, and a lot of marketing ventures and sponsorship things and things like that. Well, then Tony explained to me what he was doing and his products and all that. And I kind of basically told him that after all the years of racing, I've had a few bad wrecks, and one was in Indianapolis in '97. And about 8 years ago, I started having seizures in my sleep. And so we got talking about this product, and I started trying it, and it kind of worked. And so we kind of went from there, you know, raced down in Florida last winter and back and forth. And we got talking more, and he was looking for some investment. And then he brought up the Lena Brewery thing. And I said, well, geez, that's only like a couple hours from me. So me and Darcy drove down there to meet with Ross. We sat there. And what's nice about this is, for me, is that, you know, you can listen to the owners say all they want about how great their products are. But when I sat with Ross, he told me that Tony's the only guy he knows can make this product that's not oily and or cloudy. And he goes, and this is the beginning of this market, like he said, where craft brew was 20 years ago. So I thought, well, Jesus, here's a guy that's, you know, getting involved with him. And I just think it's a great asset that you have another person that's getting involved. And that really sold me on the whole situation, because, you know, anything in life's tough. And, but that was the sale point for me, where I think this can really grow into something big, and great to be part of it.
I really appreciate that insight. And kind of moving forward there, you know, with all these different products that Apple Rush kind of brings to the table, what was like your big insight into the future? I wouldn't mind kind of getting an idea from you how you see this kind of expansion moving forward, and just kind of what's got you most excited there.
Well, two things they talked about is just the different products they make. And and plus with a beer line and things like that. And we got talked about possibly doing, I've always been a beer guy, sponsored by Miller for years. And I thought, it'd be kind of cool to, have a beer, like my own beer out there. And I could, take it to the race people around the country and the NASCAR people and things like that. Be another sales item to sell. But what they got talking about is, expanding and building 7 or 8 more facilities around the United States and cutting down on, the cost of, taking the product to different places and different stores. So, and I've got a couple guys that I've worked with over the years that really good PR people and sales people that I think could come on board and be involved with this and spread the product around the whole country.
I really appreciate those insights. So I'm going to pass it off to Tony here. I wouldn't mind just getting your insight on how you feel these 2 individuals add some value to Apple Rush and just kind of what you see moving forward.
Well, I tell you, they both have a great skill sets. Rich has been in marketing and promotion and everything with NASCAR for, like I said, 45 years. Ross brings the hospitality side of the business and manufacturing and all that kind of stuff together with us. And together we make a really good team that I don't have to do all the work. We have to be able to rely on some other people. I don't have to worry about anything once we turn it over to the brewing up in Illinois. And from starting the canning process all the way to shipping it, Ross has done it, has a good handle on it. I won't have to touch it anymore. It'll give me time to manage more instead of produce as much. And then Rich is going to step in and do a bunch of marketing things for us and put us in those right places that'll give us the opportunity to, do things that are a lot bigger. NASCAR has 3 CHI or 3 Chai on one of their race cars. So I can envision a day where, Element Brands or something is on a race car someplace. I think it could be really cool.
On that note,
a beverage or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's some pretty incredible insight there. And it's nice kind of just seeing the team that's willing to come forward and kind of speak on Apple Rush Brand's behalf and just kind of continue to push this hopefully into a new realm in the coming months here. But on that note, I want to pass the question off to the viewers. We'd love to know what you guys think about this well-rounded conversation in that comment section below. Consider subscribing because as news comes down the wire, we're going to continue to push this forward and you'll get immediate updates just from subscribing. But stay cool, stay awesome. And as always, we look forward to catching you in the next one.